Gaby Company, and this is The Dreaming Show. In today's episode, we are going to talk about how to be your own hero. My guest today is the awesome Nina Pech. She's from Mind, Body, Spirit, and Soul Transformation Coach. In today's episode, we are going to talk about some issues that Nina faced in her life. Some of you probably believe, and some of you probably not. And that's okay. We are going to talk about paranormal challenges that happen in Nina's life. Hello, Nina. How are you? Thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
Thank you. Could you tell us, please, your story? What happened to you?
Okay. Well, basically, it started when I was a child. I don't really speak with many people about it, but I'm happy to finally be here to share.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
That's all right.
Many people are going to learn from your experience to take charge and to be their own hero.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I hope so too, very much. So, as a young child, I had a pretty challenging childhood, but that's how it is for many people. My parents came to Australia as refugees, so I was born in Perth and eventually moved here to Melbourne when I was 9 months old. So I guess we moved here for work opportunities. So we established ourselves here, and everything was peaches and cream, I guess, when I was younger. It wasn't perfect, but it was a typical functioning family life. So I guess when I was in grade 6, my parents divorced, and for any child that's a big change, and I guess I started to feel vulnerable at that stage. Started to feel emotions that I hadn't felt before, because I was quite sheltered growing up. We were brought up in a very Asian orientated, cultured family, and my parents were very strict about my studies and making sure that I got a good job when I finished school, and had a lot of pressure on me. And so when my parents split up, it was a big change, because going from very sheltered and structured to not very structured, and there was a lot of abuse and violence, I guess, leading up to the separation. So I guess.
So violence and abuse from whom?
I guess between my parents, and there was abuse from my mother as well. She was quite physically abusive to myself, but it was also a cultural thing as well. It happened to my parents growing up, that's how their parents disciplined them. So my mother more so, not really my father, my mother would discipline me the same way. So I guess after my parents separated, I became my mother's container of rage, and she was suffering herself. She was still holding on to post-traumatic stress from the war that she had come from as a refugee coming to this country. My parents lived through the genocide that killed almost 3 million people in Cambodia. So when they came over here, they still hadn't healed from it. So they were still carrying it around, and I think that's what contributed to their marriage not, lasting.
Mm-hmm. There was no connection probably between them.
Yeah, I think
Adaptation to the country.
um, they were just they were broken people, and they just needed to find the love within themselves again.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that meeting each other enabled them to find that love, but they didn't realize they needed to find it within themselves. And they tried to make it work for as long as they could, but eventually it was too toxic, so they needed to separate.
So you've been what age at that time?
I was 11.
Mm-hmm. So how this situation affected you? What happened?
I think I was very much in denial when it first happened, and I was very much in a, it was like I'd put a bit of a, that saying, ignorance is bliss. And I guess I was a bit ignorant because I didn't want to accept it. So I was just carrying on being a child, just even though things would happen, I'd still keep trying to have that smile on my face, just to keep everyone else happy as well. I used to internalize everything inside because I didn't want everyone to know how truly sad I was inside, So I remember going to sleep one night, and it was just a normal night, and I remember just out of nowhere feeling this electric shock just go through my whole body, from head to toe, and it pretty much paralyzed my whole core. And I do remember being awake, but the thing is I couldn't open my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So it felt like something was controlling me. It was just, it just was like on top of me and just did not want to let me go. It was like feeding off me somehow.
How do you know it wasn't a nightmare?
It wasn't. I feel like it wasn't a nightmare because I've had nightmares before, and they weren't like
They
that.
were different.
Yeah, they were different, most definitely.
Did you find any evidence that it was something paranormal?
I didn't have evidence at the time, but at the time I guess I was unsure, and I just continued to let it happen for a duration of, I'd say, over 10 years. And I never told anyone about it because I was scared that people would think I was crazy, think that I was possessed, or like you see in the movies like The Exorcism, and I was scared I was evil and that I'd have all these priests come in and do all these ceremonies, and I really didn't want that at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I pretty much just kept to myself, didn't really open myself to many people. I just tried to digest it and overcome it myself somehow.
So do you have that experience every single day? So what happened exactly?
Well, it didn't happen every single day, but it happened like every couple of months over a duration of 10 years. And I'd basically, go to sleep and I'd feel it, come over me. I knew when it was around, and it'd come over me and just paralyze me. And eventually it got to the point where I knew something needed to be done, and I needed to do something, and I'd either needed to speak to someone about it, or I'd overcome it myself. And so I chose the overcoming it myself option to see how it would go. And so my mother taught me this Buddhist prayer that she used to say to me, if you ever feel scared, chant this Buddhist prayer and it will help you feel strong, so and safe. So I said, okay, I'll give it a try. So she wasn't aware at the time that she told me what was going on with me, because I was scared that she would think I was evil. And I didn't even want to imagine what would happen after I told her, because one thing that a lot of people do is they make assumptions about how people are going to react.
Yes.
And I just made the wrong assumption at that time. But
tell me, there was any physical evidence?
There was a time where it happened, and I was paralyzed, and I managed to open one eye. And when I did manage to open that eye, I could actually see an image of like a shadow of a tail. And as soon as I saw that, I just closed my eyes straight away, because I was just scared.
Mm-hmm.
Scared that it would know that I'd seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But this chant that my mother taught me, I noticed that whenever I'd go to sleep and I'd chant it in my mind, the more I did it, and the more I felt it within myself, the more I could feel this light
Mm-hmm.
being emitted from within me, and I could feel myself becoming stronger, and whatever it was that was trying to latch onto me was getting weaker, because I realized that it fed on fear.
Mm-hmm.
So the more scared I was, the more stronger it would be, and the more stronger its hold would be. But the stronger I was inside, the weaker it would become. So I realized fear is what fed it, but my strength is what killed it, in a way. Well, not killed it, but scared it. Because when we are aware of our own divine light, and we just shine it, that's what they don't expect. They don't want people to embrace that power within them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's within everyone. I've learnt everyone possesses it, and everyone is gifted in their own way.
You told me in another time about gift.
Yes.
Do you have any gift?
I believe, yes, I do. I have clairvoyance, psychic medium gifts. I also have gifts in healing.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has these gifts.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of when they wish to explore them
Mm-hmm.
better. Some people are unaware of them. Some people actually go through everyday life using them without even realizing that they are doing it. But it's all got to do with wording, semantics. There's different words, meanings in different languages, areas, everything. So some people are clairvoyant, psychic, and they're doing it every day. They don't even know.
Yeah, really.
So yeah, it's amazing, and it's not until someone comes along and says to you, "Hey, you're quite gifted in this. Do you realize how
Mm-hmm.
gifted they are?" And all it takes is that one person to come along and let them know, and then people are aware. And I see many people who are suffering because they feel like they are not important in this world, or they feel like the way society is now, it's very money orientated, and
Yes.
you've got to have a good paying job and all that stuff. And a lot of these people, a lot of the high paying jobs, those people who wouldn't really go into those jobs, they feel like failures because they aren't able to reach it. But the thing is, they don't realize that they're gifted in other areas, and that's what the life has planned for them. And it's a matter of loving yourself and realizing who you really are. And sometimes life will throw
Potential. Loving yourself, believing in yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And life will put you through these obstacles, tests in many different forms, but you need to realize that the tests are there to shape you, to mold you, to test your strength, to show you how strong you are.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because you've done anything wrong. It's there to make you stronger.
Yeah. So you learn from this challenge in the past. You suffer a lot. However, you are sharing different story to the world, a potential story. Thank you for that. I've got a question, please. It's a lady from America.
Yeah.
She doesn't want me to say her name, but she's suffered paranormal issues in the past.
Yes.
She says, ever since I had left my old house, spirits have been following me.
Yeah.
I have experienced weird sounds, someone talking and scratches on my leg. Oh my God, can you believe that?
Yeah.
How do I get rid of any unwanted spirits in my home? Could you give me some helpful tips, please? Thank you.
Okay, well,
How can the spirit can scratch your leg? How can a spirit that we don't see can do something physical?
well, the thing is, perhaps she has allowed it to see her vulnerabilities. You know, it's got to do with
Because she is weak in some point,
Yeah.
emotional probably.
yes, it's got to do with, I guess, an imbalance in either mind, body, or spirit. And I'm feeling it is in all those areas. She just needs to strengthen, believe in herself, because I find that those who go through experiences like this with, you know, poltergeists and spirits and stuff, it's usually because their light is naturally strong and the spirits, you know, are attracted to it. And
Could you clarify that, please?
I guess with spirits, they are, I like to describe them as lower vibrational, lower frequency beings, and they exist on a lower frequency. And whenever you are, say for example, happy, in love, all the higher, you know,
Energy.
yes, energy, behavioral traits, you keep yourself in that higher frequency. These spirits, they exist on the lower frequencies, and whenever you are sad, depressed, angry, you bring your spirit down to that level and you become vulnerable to them. So
It's like you open the door of your house,
Yes.
come in,
Yep.
everyone come in, and weak.
yes, exactly. And it's just, you need to realize that there's something you are doing which is contributing to that energy coming in, and you just have to realize what it is. And sometimes unconsciously, you know, we are doing things that we're not aware of, and it's a matter of being conscious, you know, and being a good person really helps. And
Please tell us one strategy that can help her to be powerful. I don't know, tell me one strategy, please.
okay, well, I guess to really work on her letting go of anything that does not serve her, which you know, negative behavioral patterning, you know, also any negative influences in her life that do not serve her, that might be bringing in that negative energy. But also she needs to find her inner strength as well, because, and overcome fears. That's one main thing that I definitely recommend. Overcome your fears, because that is what they feed on.
Extraordinary answer. How powerful.
Yeah, it's,
So we are creating our destiny.
yes, we are. Our thoughts are very powerful, and many people, you know, understand now, but there are many people who do not understand the power of how powerful our thoughts are. You know, we're all electromagnetic beings, and many people are aware of the physical body that we possess, but many are not aware of the spiritual body we possess and the other layers that exist within our soul. And now is the time for people to
You
be
know
aware.
what? You know what, Nina? Make a favor for me, please.
Yeah.
I need you in another episode, because this topic is very big, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So what you are saying is extraordinary. Please, I need you in another episode.
Yes,
Okay?
definitely. Yeah.
We need to finish now.
Yeah.
Tell me about your business, how people can contact you.
You can contact me on Facebook. Facebook is probably the most easiest. Arama Tina Healing. That I recently I launched that business last year. I started it off as a not-for-profit. So I've been giving people free healings, free readings for the past year. But yeah, yeah. Thank you. Because I believe, honestly, healing is within everyone, and everyone just needs to learn how to heal themselves. It's, there's all these people trying to help others, help. But, as a healer, when people ask me what I am, I say, yes, I'm a healer. But my job is not to heal people, it's to help people learn how to heal themselves.
Yes, of course, they need to do the job.
Yeah, exactly. And in the beginning, I was too busy going out there healing everyone, trying to be a martyr, being like, Jesus, like, I can heal you. But then I realized that, no, the greatest power is giving the gift to others of how to heal yourself, because we need to learn how to be more sustainable.
Yes. Thank you, Nina, for being with us.
Yep.
It was a pleasure, really pleasure to have you here. We will see Nina in the next episode. Thank you very much for being with us. See you next week with Nina Pech. Once again, bye.
Dream